Coming up today, Route 304 reopens in Clarkstown after a 3-vehicle crash. 5 people were charged in Stony Point warehouse burglary investigation. There was an arrest at Admiral's Cove that adds to the residents' concerns over building conditions. But we had an exclusive interview with the new property manager and one of the vice presidents over there. There's a whole bunch of different news items that are coming up, but I'm one of your hosts, Tom Osa.
And I'm Mike Kluger, and I'm here to talk about your small business highlights and spotlights.
And there's a whole lot of stuff that's happening today on AM Rockland's News. We'll be talking with our sponsors. We'll be talking with town supervisors. And thank you to everybody, A, B, C, that are joining us on this lovely Wednesday morning. And the sun is shining, Mike. My goodness, it's gorgeous.
Except it's cold.
It's freezing.
It is cold for spring. It is not cold for winter. Although it did get down to freezing temperatures at night, folks. If you are a gardener such as I, pull in anything that is freezing and frosty and does not like the cold.
Woo! What's the weather out there today?
Hippy dippy weather, man. It's going to make it to a whopping 50 today. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow will be slightly warmer at 51, the low of 31. Still frost warning, folks, for your plants. On Friday, it will be cloudy, but jumping up to 66, a low of 35. Saturday will be bright and sunny at 59 degrees. Good time to take a hike in Harriman.
It really is. It's going to be gorgeous, especially over the next few weeks.
And then it's going to get cloudy, bringing a wet and warm front. Next week gets up to 83 degrees with rain.
Oh, finally.
83 and wet and cloudy, not 83 and sunny.
I got to tell you, I'm sure a lot of people feel this way. I am so done with this past, I don't know.
The cold?
Oh, my God. It's the worst.
I have mentioned gardening a couple times already, and I want to say Saturday looks like the perfect time to plant your seeds because it's going to rain the whole week and get them all nice and wet and ready to go. So get out there, plant your gardens, go on hikes, take advantage of all of the great things we got in Rockland. We have so many awesome places, so many cool parks. Yeah. Tom, what's your favorite park in Rockland?
Without a doubt, it has to be Lake Sebago.
Okay.
Now, I'm not talking about the Lake Sebago part that's been closed for many years, and actually they're doing a huge,
huge renovation.
Yeah. There is a little small canoe club. It's an exclusive canoe club.
Ooh,
I will
say,
folks. I almost don't want to mention this because
it's a hidden gem.
Yeah, because it's not very often populated by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, which is good because it gives us a lot of time to really just relax, relate, release. There's a beautiful boardwalk over there where you can go out and just look at the lake, watch the sun go down over the horizon, and there's camping grounds there as well. So you can hang out. You can rent a cabin for something. I mean, back in the day, it was like $35 per night for the entire thing. You'd get 4 people. Boom.
Now, if I was a Rockland citizen and I wanted to rent one of these cabins, where would you go?
Yeah, so there's if you look up the Lake Sebago Canoe Club, I think it's called.
Okay.
It's a little complicated in order to apply. You have to get your membership to the canoe club first.
But there's also Baker's Camp, which you can rent on Lake Sebago as well.
Yes, yeah, right. That's a separate one. So it's like different areas have different directors,
right,
and they're responsible for that area. So the canoe club, and technically you're supposed to have a canoe. I don't think that they ask too often. They're just like, they're looking for membership fees and stuff like that. Right. And again, it's moderate. It's like $50 for the year.
Right, and that money is invested in the green spaces that we have. New York State has the largest amount of state parks in the country.
Yes, that's true. That's the one of the, I'm going to say one of the several things. I don't want to say the few things, but one of the several things that I am happy to still live in New York.
We do appreciate our green spaces. It's kind of amazing.
Right.
I find myself drawn to 2 parks, and being a North Rockland guy, one of them is Hapstraw Bay Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great place to go and meditate and look at the river. Also, are near and dear to our heart. The park down in Stony Point, across from right down by
Riverfront Park.
Yeah, Riverfront.
Yeah,
Down by the seawall,
place.
right?
Yeah.
Even when that wasn't a park, we as hooligans were going down to hang out by the seawall.
Yeah. What were we doing down there?
Sometimes making out with girls. Yes, Beavis, or are you butthead today?
That was actually Stewie. Let's have a sexy party. Anyway.
Wow. It's going to be one of those shows.
Yeah. Well, I lean into the characters and everything.
Yes. He really gets into character, my friends.
Jack Nicholson, let me tell you something, Danny.
He even has the face.
Sexy as a woman saluting you in uniform.
I mean, that's kind of true.
I mean, hey, that was in acting. I got nothing to say about that in real life. I don't know.
You know what is real life? Our sponsors.
That's right. We want to thank our sponsors for AM Rockland's News and Rockland's News in general. Remember, you can catch all the news that matters to you most at rocklandsnews.com. We post approximately 10 to 20 stories every week. Thank you to all those that checked out the 590,000 page views on rocklandnews.com and 3.6 million views on social. We just did our numbers for the first quarter. There was 983,000 views of our posts on social media. So, it's working. Special thanks to Lara for all that she does and the entire Rockland News team. But our sponsors, our premier sponsor for this year is the New York Boulders baseball team.
More than just baseball. Yes,
there's events, there's activities. They just announced there's going to be a senior day over there where you can get a free ticket if you happen to be of a certain age.
Which is not quite
a teenager.
Us. And not quite us.
Not but quite you get a free ticket, and it's a really awesome ballpark. I had an office there for a few years while WRCR was in the back of the stadium. I saw concerts there. We put on a concert there, Rockland Music Fest last year. Got a 12th one coming up. We don't know where we're going to do it, but we love the New York Boulders baseball team. We got Work Smart New York Business Boot Camp coming up at the end of April. Kind of like reboot your productivity so that you can really feel good about what you're doing for the rest of the year and really get into some profitability, but also feel good about doing it.
I feel good about multi-generational companies like Yabu Fence and Dana Pest Control and even Vilma's Bakery.
Vilma's Bakery.
Right. Yeah.
Shout out to Ray. It was great talking with you last week. Vilma's Bakery is located in Haverstraw, New York, and they're actually going to be doing the birthday cake for my wife's 50th birthday.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Awesome, dude. He's very community-minded, Ray. So I appreciate him.
Speaking of community-minded, what about Fiesta Acapulco?
I hear you. We were over there for our OK Rockland news show last Friday. Juan and he's on board with us. We appreciate him. We're going to be doing a lot of really cool things over there. We're going to be hosting a little meet and greet every month. We'll have some variety to it, some music, maybe some comedians. It's really Mike's show, so he can shape it the way that he wants. And
are you talking about being okay?
Try to follow along.
I need to jump back on our list to Easy Temp.
That's right.
Tell us about Easy Temp.
Easy Temp for all your ice machine repairs. So if you're a delicatessen or if you're a restaurant or you're a place that has to keep its food refrigerated for the general public and something goes wrong or you need something new as far as an ice machine or a storage unit, you got to contact easytemp.net. They've been in business for many years, multi-generational. And they are actually, they were Rocklanders at one point. They had the pizza place. The family had a pizza place out in Suffern, right next to Walmart.
Okay.
And I kept a relationship open with Maurice and Mark. Mark runs Easy Temp, and he's a really good guy. He knows his craft. He's been doing it for at least 20, 25 years, and just, very professional. EasyTemp.net. Tonight, Mike, I'm going to be over at Kobe Sushi.
Now, Kobe Sushi has a deal.
Yes, they do. There's a deal.
There's a deal in relevance to us.
Yes.
If you mention Rockland News and you've spent $75 on your bill, you get a discount.
That's right. You get 15% off your entire sushi order. Minimum $75, but that's at least $10.25 a pop. You have more, you save more.
Now, if you are looking for quality jazz music, this is a place to go on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Yeah. Mike Torres is typically there every other Wednesday. I haven't checked in with Joyce, the owner, who's going to be there tonight, but we will be there to hang out. I'm actually bringing a client over there to talk about this, that, and the other. So we'll be there at 6:30, something like that. And going to have some sushi, maybe a little sake. Yeah.
And that's planning for this evening. If you're hungry right now,
right this moment,
you go to Whole Shot Bagels.
Whole Shot Bagels. If you mention Rockland's News,
you got it.
We're very sensitive with each other. It's like, you can talk.
Bagels.
You may go into, and you mentioned Rockland's News at Whole Shot Bagels, located in Haverstraw, right on Route 9W.
Right across from the cemetery.
Yeah, and you get a free bagel if you mention Rockland's News.
We need to go over there. I want to try this seed inside bagel.
What's that?
So there's the everything bagel that's got all of the things that you put on top of bagel.
Mm-hmm.
Clever mixed in the everything bagel spice into the dough, and then so it's got the seeds inside and outside.
The dude's a gourmet.
He's crazy. I want to try this crazy bagel.
Did you see on Instagram
his Bagel King thing with his bagel necklace?
Yeah, he had he leaned into the influencer thing. And look, I get it. It's like, and that's basically what
he's as zany as we are
right now.
He's as zany as we are.
Pick me. But he leaned into it right away. He was like dancing. He had like the whole bagel chain. Like he was Flava Flav for bagels.
Flava Flav. Yeah, boy.
So Whole Shot Bagels, Haverstraw, New York. If you mention Rockland News, you get a free bagel today.
Right. Yeah. And they have more than just bagels there. They have lots of Spanish food. They have amazing sandwiches. Go check out all their stuff.
Yep.
The iced tea. Oh my God. It's handmade by Clever.
Best bacon, egg, and cheese in all of Rockland.
That's what we say anyway.
All right.
Next on our list is the Stony Point Pancake Factory. So if you want to sit down diner experience, they have a really big, robust menu. Go check them out. Tell them Tom sent you.
I have an affinity with them over the many years that they've been there. I think it's like about 7 or 8 years now. We built their first website, which is still up and running today. So it serves the purpose. We're happy with that.
Now, I want to say, if any of our listeners need a website built and you like what you've seen over that they should contact you.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Right? My first company, still up and running after 18 years, is Rockland Web Design. We have 5 web developers, 1 graphic designer. We have video, audio, anything that you need in order to really create a good quality website. And I do emphasize quality. We are rarely doing the Squarespace or the Wix or the Weebly sites these days. We'll help you if you need, but it's very do-it-yourself. But if you need that help to develop a really high-quality website, for instance, if you want to reach all 50 states, we have clients that do that. Payment processing, security, all that stuff. We can help you with that. You can visit rocklandweb.com.
Now, listeners, I would like to also add, I am becoming a computer Luddite. To explain a little bit more, the more I have to interface with the computer, the worse I'm getting at it. And I need people like Tom's company at Rockland Web Design, because although it is intuitive for most of the people, some of us just don't have the aptitude or the attention span to sit down in front of a computer. And Tom's folk will sit there and help you out, help you design your website and work through it. So you don't have to sit there and become bogged down in the nuance of how do I design my website. I just want to do the crafty thing that I do, like sew or bake or whatever it is. Let his folk deal with the digi while you go and deal with your craft in real life.
Yeah, and we'll take on some creative projects. I mean, right now we're doing this website, and it hasn't launched yet, so I can't really talk about the name of it or anything. But it's a gentleman that is a photographer and a lifelong fan of the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
And he decided to combine the music of the Grateful Dead with the ancient teachings of one Jesus Christ and kind of combine it into like a narrative. It's interesting. I haven't read it yet, but he definitely, it's not research. It's more just kind of like putting it out there, and it's an interesting read.
I just want to know if Jerry is a prophet.
In it, let me put it this way. The musicians that he taps into, he's associating the overall premise that we can all agree on is the need for peace.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so that's really what he's getting at, and I like it. I like the guy. So, but that's, an example. On the flip side, we got an engineering company that works on things. Anyway, let me get off my spiel.
Because we have more sponsors.
Yeah, and I got to tell you guys about Admiral's Cove.
Well,
Woo!
first, more sponsors.
Yeah.
UPS store in West Haverstraw, Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy,
Inest Vape in Stony Point. And if 202 Cannabis is one of our sponsors, but if you're looking to get the accessories to help you with your cannabis delivery experience. And I don't know much about this cannabis thing,
but you are learning.
I am learning.
Every time we go over there, you learn a little bit more about this cannabis thing.
So with Inest,
maybe one day you'll try it.
Apparently, yeah, maybe one day. Apparently, there's delivery mechanisms.
Well, Inest Vape also deals with non-cannabis products, right?
Correct.
Okay. So Inest Vape in Stony Point. Susan Bova, Coldwell Banker Realty.
Yeah, she's awesome.
99 signs.
For all your digital billboard and portable sign needs, quite frankly, if you a business without a sign
is a sign of no business.
Yeah. FZ Perfection Auto Body Repair, located in Congers, New York, and Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. We have an exclusive interview with Tony that's coming up this afternoon on Rockland's News.
Alrighty, and let's not forget about our lovely, awesome craft beverage makers, Nick over in Noble Experiment Brewing Company, and John over at District 96, both in Nyack and in New City.
That's right. We got to contact them. We get another interview with them. Should be fun.
And I'm hoping to gather up some more craft beverage interviews. So stay tuned for that. We did mention we did get to speak to Neil Acer. Defiant is now gone. It is very sad. It's sad to lose any kind of business that has been a pillar of its industry in Rockland.
Yeah.
So Neil, I wish you luck.
Bittersweet interview when we did that with Defiant Brewery.
I wish Neil a lot of luck, and I hope he finds a new place in Rockland, and that Rockland can, because I know he had a lot of supporters.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of factors in him not being able to continue in Pearl River. But I hope he finds another spot somewhere soon and in Rockland County, because I'll go support him.
I don't think he's done.
No, he said he wasn't done.
He's going to keep on going with.
Yeah, the question is where, because he has brewed all over the world.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he stays in Rockland, because I'm a little Rockland centric.
Yeah, we got some signals that there might be some things that are happening that we can't talk about. A lot of information comes to us, and there's some things we can talk about, some things that we can't. But over the course of time, at least when it becomes public, we want to be the ones to reveal it first.
Right.
Yeah. So
again, I am hoping that Neil has the opportunity to stay here. We also want to talk about Lauren Molino Muller at Howard Hanna Rand Realty.
That's right. Fantastic realtor, Howard Hanna Rand Realty. And for all of your real estate needs, we also have Susan Bova, as I mentioned before. We got North Rockland Chiropractic, Dr. Anna Marie, Sparkling Clean Homes. Get your house cleaned for just $199 for the spring cleaning season. Banchetto Restaurant and Rockland Music Fest.
And Rockland Music Fest,
I
hear
one more week.
I hear that there will be news about Rockland Music Fest coming up any day now.
Yes, one more week. All right. Shall we do the news?
Wow, there is a lot of news.
There is a lot of news.
In Clarkstown, Route 304 is back open after a 3-vehicle crash near Johnson's Lane. Police say one driver was attempting a left turn while that vehicle was rear-ended, pushing it into oncoming traffic where it was hit a second time.
Oof.
Traffic had been shut down, but the roadway later reopened. For drivers heading through New City and surrounded by the Clarkstown corridor, it is a reminder that even a routine turn can quickly turn into a chain reaction crash, especially during the busier morning and evening travel windows.
Yeah.
So, folks, this goes back to being a bit more considerate to your neighbors, even if your neighbor is the neighboring car. We don't want, Tom and I don't want to see anyone hurt. We appreciate Hudson Valley, all of the Hudson Valley volunteer ambulance corps, whether it be Haverstraw, Stony Point, whichever place. But we would like them to have less work, not more.
That would always be a nice thing.
Right.
Less work is a good thing.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Speaking of emergency first responders, Stony Point Police had something going on. Tom, why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, in Stony Point, 5 male suspects, including 3 18-year-olds and 2 juveniles, have been charged in connection with a warehouse burglary investigation. Police say that the case began after a business owner spotted people on security cameras inside and around a storage area at about 12:05 in the morning on March 28th. Officers say that they recovered stolen property and a face mask and then took multiple suspects into custody near the warehouse and in the surrounding area. The charges were reported publicly this week, making it one of the county's more significant local police developments right now, and there's a few of them. For instance, in Ramapo, hit it, Mike.
Firefighters in Hillcrest responded to a house fire that left a 67-year-old woman hospitalized for smoke inhalation. According to reports, the fire broke out on Monday morning, and firefighters found smoke coming from the rear of the home when they arrived. The resident was taken to Westchester Medical Center, and other family members were displaced and assisted by the Red Cross. The cause is now being under investigation by the Ramapo police detectives and the Rockland County Sheriff's Office Bureau of Criminal Investigation. Folks, regardless of how this fire started, it is something, fire safety is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I was taught as a young folk how to make sure you go through your house, and the safety regulations were a lot less, right, decades ago, and things are built better, but it was like, don't plug too many things in the same wire. I know we're still in that place where people are still using space heaters. You have to be very mindful of things that are around your heater so it doesn't fall on it, or that the wires are not frayed.
Right.
Because it's really sad. We're already in a housing crisis to lose another house, especially if you are in your 60s. That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the fire department. I appreciate Ramapo PD. Folks, take care of your neighbors, please.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And now we turn our sights once again to the thing that just can't get out of the news.
Dun, 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 dun.
Admiral's Cove. All right. So we got to lay some context down before this particular news item. We're going to be on it for a few minutes. But Admiral's Cove is a residential housing community in Haverstraw, right down by the waterfront on the Hudson River. Now, it's advertised as a luxury complex. You can look it up, Admiral's Cove, Haverstraw, New York. You can see all the stuff about it. Looks nice.
On the surface.
Okay. And, and objectively, we don't, maybe it's nice, maybe it's not, whatever. But a lot of residents had been complaining about, let's just say, substandard conditions for a luxury housing complex, such as things with the heating, air conditioning, elevators, thank you, electrical, a whole bunch of things, mold questions, a lot of stuff. So, but we went down there. We did like about 5 articles on the place. We took interviews and everything. We met with the property management.
We talked to a lot of residents.
Yeah. But there's more, and this doesn't have to specifically do with the property management. This is just an unfortunate set of circumstances that happened over the last week. But in Haverstraw, a resident at Admiral's Cove was arrested Tuesday afternoon after several days of reported disturbances at the apartment complex. We're not going to mention the person's name because those at Admiral's Cove know the person, and we don't want to damn anyone. It's like this is an ongoing thing. The police are involved, etc. So. And there's privacy and safety concerns, but the incident comes as residents there have also been voicing concerns about the building conditions, including heating, air conditioning, elevator, mold-related issues. Property management got on the wire with us yesterday, and they said that they're working with law enforcement on the arrest matter. And of course, I think even legally they can't even provide any information about the individual in question. We did our looking into this, and special thanks to those over at Admiral's Cove that provided us some of the information. But the individual, based on the pictures that we saw, it's like the dude is like hanging out in the lobby. And basically just, from what we understand, people are saying that the person is stealing packages worth hundreds and hundreds, sometimes $1,000 or more from the lobby.
Porch pirates.
Just making a mess in the common areas, and more seriously, maybe like following people around and making people feel uncomfortable. And then it comes to where now there was some threats that were made and so on. Dude kind of like battened down the hatches in his house. The police came. There's like 10 different cop cars, whatever have you. Absolute mess over there. The person was taken into custody yesterday. We don't know the current status. I think he was eventually released, but last time he was on psych hold. It's an absolute mess with this dude. I'm hoping he gets the treatment that he needs. I mean, it seems like this is this is more than just a person, just like, I don't know. We also, after we talked with property management about that, we also got some context about some ongoing issues that are happening over at the complex. Now, Mike and I went down there and talked with them about 2 months ago. They took us into an apartment that had mold on the windowsill. All right. And they explained then that the mold is surface mold and it can be easily removed. In other words, it's not something like, for instance, as an example, black mold, or anything deeply.
It was surface mold that they were claiming it was from condensation off the window, and that it is something that a tenant is supposed to maintain.
Right. Now, let's also mention that one of the vice presidents from GDC was on the wire with us.
Ginsberg Development Corporation,
exactly. And he said, he reiterated that it is surface mold, and that is a problem that's been completely remediated. And he wanted to emphasize that if there are other mold concerns, to reach out to the new property manager, Erica, because the old one was either removed or said fare thee well or whatever have you. He's no longer there. Erica seems, at least the way that she stated, she's very committed to staying on top of all of these matters. And then, and this is turn it back over to you, Mike, they both emphasized that the heating and air conditioning units, the parts have been ordered, the unit is working, and currently, yesterday, there are no issues with the heating and air conditioning. However,
this morning,
one of the units broke down again. So the heating and air conditioning at the moment, as far as we know, is not completely repaired. So we got to stay on this. There was a message from a gentleman that posted on one of the groups, and he said, look, I'm going to get a list of all the things that people are dealing with. We're going to put it together, and we're going to meet. A representative is going to meet with property management. Hopefully they'll take our grievances, and then we could start fixing this problem. Because one of the biggest problems here had to do the previous property manager, and even from the signal I got, obviously they're going to, they're a corporation. Signal I got, last property management dude was non-communicative. So hopefully this is like a turning point for the communication that needs to happen.
Well, and I want to address that from a more Rockland-centric thing. We talk about being the voice of Rockland, and part of the reason why we have been so up in Admiral Cove's business is because the residents reached out to us. And if you citizens and listeners want to reach out to us, rocklandnews.com
/alert.
Alert.
Just one alert, but rocklandnews.com.
I just like saying that.
He loves saying that
because I feel like Eli Manning in the moment. And you're wearing your Giants t-shirt. So
yes, that's right. Go Giants and everything.
Go Giants.
But yeah, no, absolutely. We actually got one last night. I'll read it off to you. I'm a current resident at Admirals Cove and would be willing to contribute to the series on problems with this community and management of the community. I know that GDC is not happy with us.
Says the news.
Yeah.
Well, because we're reporting the truth, and they don't like that.
I mean, yeah. And one person, over the course of this thing, said, "You're just trying to make a name for yourself." No, I'm not.
No, we honestly, folks.
No, I'm not. I don't care.
Tom and I have done podcasts in the past that were for us, right? This is a noble experiment, like Noble Experiment Brewing Company.
Located in West Nyack, New York, next to Yabu Fence.
Our noble experiment is to be the voice of Rockland and to bring some justice to the unjust, because Tom is finding that our individual voices as citizens do not carry as much weight as when we go together as part of Rockland News, as our listeners being supportive of us, asking us questions, bringing us the challenges so we can take them to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So yes, Tom and I do have fun here. We do love our county. Our reason for being here is not to be famous. Our reason for being here is to give all of you a voice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we can't do that without you. So you need to sing to us so we can put you in the chorus.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to be following up some more on this. And look, what ultimately the ideal thing in my mind, and none of us have control over this here at Rockland's News, but ideally, if we can open up more dialogue between GDC and the residents, I think that's a great starting point to being able to stop the war.
Proverbially,
yeah.
Right.
Keep that dialogue open.
Because I think saying the word war in today's environment is a little sensitive.
I didn't mean to do that on purpose. It was not on purpose at all. Why? What's going on in the world?
Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Rockland, because you know what? Something that circles back to one of our first things, and about me saying alert, alert, alert.
Alert.
Rockland County has a safety alert. There's a county-wide safety heads up now. Rockland County's Department of Health is urging drivers to stay focused as April marks Distracted Driving Awareness Month. The county says distracted driving is now the top cause of motor vehicle crashes in New York State. Put down your phones, people.
Put them down.
And officials say enforcement of distracted driving laws will run through April 9th to April 13th. Health officials are specifically warning about phone use behind the wheel, saying that even a few seconds looking down can create serious risks. With local crash reports already making headlines this week, as I read earlier, county officials are clearly tying the public message to what drivers are seeing on the roads right now. Now, Tom, I know that you are not a distracted driver.
Well, not at the moment, and
you
not
cannot
for the last
be
3 years.
You cannot be a distracted driver. You're one of the most distracted passengers I've ever seen.
I am a distracted passenger,
but you're allowed to be a distracted passenger as long as you're not distracting the driver.
I've gotten a little bit spoiled over the last few years. It's like I actually have a car service that takes me around.
Well, and you can get your work. Well, if you're looking at it as a management of resources where you can continue to work as you're being driven around, to me, that's a cost analysis issue, right?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Because there's a lot of folks down in the city who continue to work. They need limousines, and it's not because they're being spoiled. It's that they need to focus that time on making their bazillion dollars.
Yes.
Right?
Which is, it's a thing.
I mean, Tom is not making bazillion anything other than stress hairs, as I see the gray growing out of his head as we speak. I mean,
speaking of which, for those of you that are looking for a good barber,
who is your barber of choice?
Actually, Joe Ardieri.
Which
Joe
is where?
Ardieri's been my barber for I'm 50 years old now, so 35 years Joe's been my barber over. Do you know where? What is it? What the hell is the name of the new? Bruno's Pizzeria.
Catty corner from the 7-Eleven.
Yes, exactly. Right across the street from 7-Eleven. So right nestled in there is Joe Ardieri.
Gotcha.
Wonderful, wonderful guy. We talk shop a lot.
Yeah.
So he does my hair. And it must be haircut month because Mike got a haircut.
No. I donated my hair.
Yes.
That, to me, it wasn't about getting my hair cut. It was about donating as much of it as I could. My longest piece was 18 inches.
Damn.
Yes. I donated to Wigs for Kids. They're supposed to send me some paperwork after it gets sent in. I'll read it to you guys when I get it.
Yeah.
But again, talking about Noble Experiments, right? Brewing company in West Nyack.
That's impressive, Mike.
I figured that I started growing my hair out during COVID when they shut down all of the hair salons, and I was like, oh, it's an excuse to grow my hair out. Being of an age where many of my friends are losing their hair, I also looked at it as a fun, like, thumbing my nose of, oh, my hair is so long, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to just cut it to cut it.
Right. I've had long hair, not as long as yours. You're 18 inches. Mine was like not. I would say that, and there's a certain point that I find where it's like, okay, I'm going to grow it, I'm going to grow it, and then I'm going to cut it, then I'm going to cut it, I'm not going to cut it. And then it just becomes like an unconscious decision. I'm just going to keep on growing. And I think that's what happened with me last year and the year before. It's like, but I have to say, the thing that I like about long hair is playing the drums feels awesome.
It's cold now that I have no hair in my head because I went from long curly locks, a foot and a half down my back, to a high and tight. So every time the breeze blows across my head, I'm like, oh, it's cold. It's cold. I'm glad I didn't do this in the wintertime.
You can feel the elements in your bones there.
But on the flip side, some young child with cancer should be getting a really awesome wig out of my hair so to keep their own head warm.
Yep, without a doubt.
We still have some news.
Yeah, and stay tuned because we're going to have Town of Stony Point Supervisor Amy Conklin-Stam is going to be showing up in about 5 minutes, and then we got Supervisor George Holman from Clarkstown.
All right,
at 9:30.
And you've been speaking with Howie Phillips.
That's right.
Any other elected officials?
Well, not the elected officials specifically, but the communications director and the director of economic development and tourism for Rockland County, Beth Cefalu, as well as Jenna Nazario from Rockland County. And we're actually going to do our first video podcast with them
as Rockland
News toward the end of the month. Jenna and Beth are doing a new podcast through Rockland County called the Rockland Roundtable, and they talk about economic development and tourism and things that are happening. So we wanted to kind of, get an understanding of what their plans are for future episodes. Mike and we watched it and we're like, wow, this is really interesting. And you can check it out. It's called the Rockland Roundtable, and it's available on YouTube right now.
And folks, you pay taxes to Rockland County if you were an owner. So this is somehow how your tax dollars are being spent. And unlike bigger parts of the government, if you are unhappy with what's going on in Rockland, we have a way to bring your voice to the people who need to hear it.
We do.
So again, rocklandnews.com/alert. And let us know what's going on.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We want to know what's going on in Rockland. We can't be everywhere. Even if we had 1,000 people looking everywhere in Rockland, we wouldn't know everything. And to my point, when you walk into some of the pockets of villages, like Nyack's the best example because there's so much going on in Nyack.
Yeah.
Like on Sunday, the Angel of Nyack is having their Voices concert where they bring folk music, and a lot of these musicians are young. So the thing that really invigorates me about events and shows like that. So the Angel of Nyack took an old church and turned it into a music venue, and now they're playing all sorts of.
I've been there.
And Mayor Joe Rand frequents that place all the time. He is a big supporter of the arts. But to see that 20-somethings and 30-somethings are able to play music makes me feel good for Rockland, and because I know we have robust music programs in our high schools.
Yeah.
And I would like to see all of our Rockland folk embrace more of a live music culture.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right? We spend a lot of time on our screens, a lot of time on our phones. I would rather you sit there with your phone hitting record, because not that you should be recording if they tell you not to, but from a place of like, be present in the moment, be present with your neighbors and your listeners and your community. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in Nyack, and you could walk down Main Street and Broadway and you'd still be missing a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Haverstraw, we have the oldest candy store in the state.
Lucas Candies, yeah.
Right? And most people, Vilma's didn't even know. Ray from Vilma's did not know that the oldest candy store in the state was Lucas, right across the street from him.
Really?
Yes.
You brought it up with Ray?
Of course I did.
Amazing.
And what I'm telling you, citizens, is that there could be a place right across the street from you that could be famous and you don't know. And it's not any negative on you. There's so much stuff to know. So what we're trying to do here, Mike, me and Tom, are show you guys all of the things that we are finding, all of the little nuances, small business. How are you supposed to find this out? We'll tell you where the speakeasies are, Mike Kohut.
Hidden gems.
Hidden gems. We have so many hidden gems in Rockland County.
I got to tell you that, example of the coolness that is Mike Kohut.
He is. And for folks who don't know, Mike Kohut is the village of Havistraw's mayor, and he's been that for a while. He is such a blue-collar, volunteer fireman, take out the trash kind of guy.
Take out the dippers and the trash.
Yakety yak.
So check it out. So we're over at, was it Red Apple Barn Cidery?
Red Barn Cidery.
Yeah, so that's located on the border of New City and Haverstraw.
And they're attached to Dr. Davies' farm.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So we're there on this past Saturday before Easter.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, my wife, and several friends and their kid. We're hanging out and everything. And Mike shows up, always casual. He doesn't need to wear a suit.
Kohut never wears a suit.
He doesn't need to. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him in a suit.
So he shows up and he walks by and he sees, we just say, hey, what's up? And I was like, and I went to shake his hand. I was like, you look like the kind of guy that doesn't give a damn about whether I get up to say hello. And I was like, don't worry about that.
He's like, where's my beer?
Yeah.
Where's my beer?
So cool dude.
Yes.
Really cool dude.
Supports small business, really loves craft beverage.
Yuppers.
But to my point, there's so many weird little shops and businesses in Rockland County. If you are an owner of one of those and you want some more recognition, so some more spotlight, contact us at rocklandnews.com/alert. Right. And we want to talk about you. We want to go and interview all sorts of Rockland small businesses to bring it to our listeners. So you guys know about Pearl River Pizza or
Pledge Pins.
Pledge Pins? Pancake Factories?
Pancake Factories, Pledge Pins. The Pickleball Club.
Oh, and they just opened, Tom tells me.
They're located in New City. It's where, for those of you that know Rockland from the days of yore, the Bradley's Shopping Center.
And not so days of yore, they took over the New City Ocean State job lot space.
Which is located in that complex, right?
Right.
So we saw the pictures. We haven't been there because Mike interviewed them
last year.
At Kobe Sushi.
Yes.
And they had big plans for laying down all of the turf for this and the nets and everything. So in my mind, Mike, I have this feeling that we're going to go there and it's going to be kind of like us sitting on the sidelines, like dodgeball, like the movie Dodgeball.
If you can dodge a wrench,
you can dodge a ball.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, one of the reasons, and when I interviewed the folks over at New York Pickleball, and I was trying to understand what their mission was, because we do have public pickleball courts, and their response was A, there's our indoor, B, the municipal courts are first come, first serve.
Mm-hmm.
At New York Pickleball, you sign up for your court.
Right.
So it's nobody's taking your spot. You don't have to put your quarters down like we did in the days of old with whether it would be the pool table or the video games. And it's an entertainment space.
Yeah.
Not unlike one of our other new sponsors,
Breakpoint Bowling.
Right. And Breakpoint Bowling, I remember as a kid when it was just a bowling alley and a bar, and they have laser tag now. They have all sorts of stuff at Breakpoint Bowling. But my point is that New York Pickleball is doing something different, but the same. The same is they want to entertain you while you're focused on your physical activity, this being pickleball, Breakpoint bowling being running around shooting people with laser guns or bowling. Folks, get out there and be with your citizens and your people. Again, this is a whole put down your phones, or at least incorporate your phones to move it around and being out there and connect to folk.
You know what? I can't believe it. I just sent Amy the wrong link. Amy, I'm very sorry. I sent Amy the wrong link. Hang on one moment.
We are patiently waiting for Amy Conklin Stam and Tom to work out their communications issues. And good thing we're good neighbors and everyone's very patient. So Tom's going to take a deep breath and just zen it out, people. Zen it out.
Perfect here.
We're human.
Perfect here.
We're only human.
So human. Yeah, sing some songs.
Born to make mistakes.
Do like some Frank Sinatra.
I'm not a Frank Sinatra kind of guy.
What do you do?
I've done the Big Bopper at karaoke. I've done some Jimi Hendrix at karaoke.
Yep.
And my favorite song of all time to perform, whether it be on saxophone or voice, 25 or 6 to 4 by Chicago. I really dig that tune. Now, if you were interested in doing more than just karaoke, and you and a couple of your friends were hanging out in your basement or your garage, and everybody's playing different instruments, and you got a band and you want to play,
right?
We have something called Sponsor Band.
Sponsor Band, that's right.
Tom, can you tell us about Sponsor Band?
All right, we actually just got another request for a band to sponsor yesterday, but basically, here's the premise. So, and Amy's going to be on in a moment. I just sent her the link. Amy Conklin Stam from the town of Stony Point. So Sponsor Band is a manifestation of what has happened. Yeah, I see it. Okay. What has happened over the last several years where restaurants are, dealing with very tight profit margins. They don't necessarily want to pay a lot of money for the talent that comes to play. And basically what we do is we find advertisers to sponsor the bands. We take some video of the band performing there, and then we rework the video so that the performers get more money, the restaurants pay less, and the advertisers get advertising. It's the perfect three-way.
And something else to consider is that those musicians are artists. They are not necessarily business people. So what we are trying to do is help the music scene in Rockland County, from youth to adults, be able to play out more without the stress of the business side.
Yep.
Because that money that the band is being paid from is being paid through Sponsor Band now, from a place where the sponsors and the venue and the musicians are all working together, and we are trying to be the nexus to try and connect everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
So in my hey, let's all be better neighbors and citizens, this is a smaller community within our larger community that we want to support, and that's of live music regardless of the genre.
Yep.
Like, I don't care if you want to do folk music at Angel or rock and roll at Rockland Music Fest.
Yeah.
And anywhere in between. It could be as simple as going to your middle school or high school kids' performances. I myself had children in suffering. I'm going to be seeing Beetlejuice on May 1st. So,
nice.
But folks, let's go hop on with a former North Rockland High School choral member, Amy Conklin Stam.
That's right. And we have Town of Stony Point Supervisor Amy Conklin Stam on the wire. First of all, before I say hello, Amy, I want to say I'm sorry, Amy. How you doing this?
I'm doing good, Tom.
It's like one of those things where there's so much going on. I sent you the Zoom link instead of
the radio link.
The radio link.
I mean, podcast, because we're not on the radio.
Yeah, and everything. So you're here.
Good morning.
Yeah. How's it going?
Everything's good. Everything's going good. How about you? Everything's good?
So far, so good. Nice and sunny. It's going to be a little warmer today, so we're hoping for some...
I hope so.
Yeah.
Amy, we were just promoting Rockland County live music and musicians. And I did out you a bit saying that you were a North Rockland High School choral member.
That's right. I was a chorus girl for sure. Chorus and show choir. And my senior year, we did Hello Dolly as our drama production. And yeah, those were great times.
Hello Dolly was
I'm proud of that.
right? It's
Yeah,
something that I think all the kids should take a moment and try their hand at some sort of music or performance.
totally.
Yeah, yeah. One of my favorite stories to tell, and I recently, probably, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years ago, I saw, Mike Roth at, Willow Grove. He was the principal
Oh,
there at the time,
our old
and,
music director.
yes, and I remember because I had been in chorus for the whole time I was in high school, and it was senior year, and he told me, he's like, "Why aren't you in the drama club? You should be in it." And, at the time, I was a little, shy, I guess. I didn't feel comfortable doing it, and I said,
That
"I
would
don't
be a
know."
good word even from the outside, shy.
I said, "I don't know, Mr. Roth. I don't think so." And he said, he encouraged me, and I did it, and I had the best time. And I needed him to know that. So I was so happy to be able to tell him that several years ago, that his encouragement made for a fun senior year for me.
Well, there's a switch that I find that goes on, and Mike and I experience it as well when there's the conversations that happen one on one or with a small group. But then when it becomes a public performance, and part of the role of someone in a responsibility of government is to present well. It seems like you
Mhm.
do quite well in your role, and we have some great supervisors, county executive, and such. But there's also a certain mindset that, and with respect to those that don't have it, it's not that everybody that has it, but I find that there's like it's almost like a switch that just goes on. It's like, okay, we're on, and I
Yep.
don't want to say it's machine like, but it almost feels, at least from my perspective, maybe Mike's, is like it uses a different part of our brain
Yeah, yeah,
in order
absolutely.
Mhm.
to correctly communicate whatever the issue or the play or the musical performance is.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
do you find that as
Absolutely.
well? Like when you're you know both in playwright and also speaking with people on various issues, do you find that happens with you?
Yeah, and I'm obviously, I think, still fine tuning my supervisory performances. But yeah, you leading up to events, let's say, where I know I'm going to have to speak on something, I'm thinking through what I'm going to say and prepping, just like someone would for any performance, whether it's a musical performance, a vocal performance, anything. And the more prepared you feel, obviously, the more confident you feel.
Yeah,
So that is something that's somewhat new to me, in these recent months. Not that I didn't expect it. I knew that this would be part of the job.
yeah,
Um, but I'm getting more and more comfortable with it, and for me, being prepared is the most helpful.
right. Yeah,
So
knowing the
yeah.
knowing the notes and knowing the numbers
Yeah.
prior
Yep.
to
Yep.
delivering the information.
Right.
Definitely a
And then
part of
there's
it.
certain things that I talk about all the time that need no prep, like Chippy, for instance. I can rattle off lots of things about Chippy.
Right. Yeah. There's a whole textbook of information ready for all of us to study.
But
That's right. Yes.
if we went to
Yes.
that what if in history and you didn't have that conversation with Mike Roth, would you have the confidence to go up in front and even run for the position you're in? Like,
Yeah.
I
I
feel like that's something we need to tell our children, and I know you are a mom as well. All of my
Yes.
children have been in, drama clubs since they were old enough to go. I don't
Mhm.
know about yours, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's something that we need to tell the listeners, get your kids into after school activities because you never know where it's gonna manifest,
Exactly. And
right?
that's so funny that you say that, Mike, because my son, who's now 23, when he was maybe 11 or 12, he was considering joining Barry Sabino's youth. I forget the name he calls it, but they do a lot of plays, and he's been doing it for years. And he was hesitant to do it. And I told him my story about Mr. Roth and my experience. And he went ahead and he auditioned for the show, and he ended up having a great experience and was part of that organization for many, many years. And I think that that built his confidence going into high school and college. And he's a very productive young adult now.
That's awesome.
And I also feel for myself that I always remember that story, that something that I feel nervous about doing, you know sometimes just overcoming those nerves and that hesitation, the end result is so much more positive.
So cool.
Yeah.
15 seconds, I find the first 15 seconds is where, I mean, even when I'm playing in a musical performance, bands and everything, first 15 seconds, like all this energy. And then there's this moment where it feels like the energy just drops a little bit. And there's this moment is like, uh-oh, where am I? Oh my goodness. and then that's where the real switch, the responsibility switch, it's like doing the job right comes into play.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
what's going on?
We got a lot of things going on through April and May and into June in Stony Point. So I figured I would run through the list of things and just give all the listeners an update of the things we have coming down the pike here.
Please, yes.
Sounds good.
So this Saturday, April 11th, is the official opening day for Stony Point Little League. So they do a little parade on the field and a ceremony. So I'll be up there for that. And as a former Little League mom, it'll be fun to be there again. Now that my kids are grown and out of Little League, it's you definitely miss those days. Being up at the field, even in the freezing cold early spring months.
Like this
So we
morning.
have that going on Saturday, the 11th. The following Saturday, April 18th, is our annual Stony Point cleanup that we do in conjunction with Keep Rockland Beautiful. And I always look forward to this day. It was something that I was involved in previously when I was working with Jim Monahan. And it's a great day. We've got several organizations that sign up, and we send them out to various spots in town to clean up the streets. And Keep Rockland Beautiful gives us all the supplies. They give us the bags and the grabbers and safety vests. And it's really a good opportunity for everybody to join together and clean up some of our streets, because I don't know if you've noticed, as once that snow melted and you drive through, there's unfortunately a lot of litter, and it's really disheartening to see. But we're going to get it all cleaned up and looking good, and then hopefully we can keep it clean, and hopefully people will be respectful of what they throw out of their cars as they're driving through town. So that's Saturday the 18th, and we kick off here at Town Hall by 9. Everybody's headed out to their locations, and that'll be a great day. Saturday, May 2nd, the town of Stony Point joins with the town of Haverstraw, both of the police departments, Stony Point and Haverstraw Police Department, as well as the school district, on North Rockland Law Enforcement Day. And this is an event that's been going on for quite a few years now. And it's a great family day. They hold this event over at the park across from the North Rockland High School Extension, the former North Carnival Elementary School. And they've got all different sorts of law enforcement displays and demonstrations set up, as well as the school district provides a lot of stations for different sports. So kids can come, families can come, try out different sports, look at different demonstrations of law enforcement, and that's a really fun day for the community. Sunday, May 3rd, is the Stony Point PAL Color Run, and they hold that at the grounds of Farley Elementary School. And they do a big loop, or maybe a couple loops, around the property of the Farley Elementary School. And you can register for that online through the Stony Point PAL website.
Nice.
Following that, we have on Saturday, May 16th, the Stony Point Highway Department, our Superintendent of Highways, Carl Javanez, will be hosting an open house. And he brings out all of his trucks and equipment, and families are invited to come down. Kids can climb up in and out of the trucks and into the backhoe. They've got hot dogs and ice cream truck. And it's a great way for people to, if they have questions, they can ask questions of the superintendent of highways or highway department employees who are down there. And that's always a nice day. Monday, May 25th is our parade. And we have our Memorial Day parade. We have that every year. So I'm looking forward to that. Thursday, May 28th is Stony Point night at Boulder Stadium. And so we invite all of our town residents to come to the Boulders game. We'll have about vouchers for tickets available, and we'll put that out on our social media and through our email and website of when we have those vouchers available. And then finally, on Sunday, June 7th, we have the North Rockland 5K, which we join with the town of Haverstraw for this big event that's held down at Bowline Park. And
Yes.
they raise money to benefit 3 North Rockland families. And this year, they always recognize a few people. This year, they will be recognizing Vincent Gamboli as well as
Oh,
our
okay.
former supervisor, Jim
Yes.
Monahan, for his 10 years of service as supervisor.
He'll be there?
He will be there.
Awesome. Yeah, and and how is Jim doing? Obviously he's enjoying retirement from public office after 10 years. I'm going to say a
Yep.
successful run, in my
Yep.
opinion.
Mhm.
How's he doing?
He is doing great. He is enjoying his retirement. I know he spent a lot of time snowmobiling over the winter upstate in the Adirondacks, where he
Mm.
has a home, and he's enjoying being a grandfather to his 3 beautiful grandkids. And I think he's really enjoying his well-earned retirement.
This is going to sound a little weird, but there's also something that I admire very much about him. And like I said, it's going to sound weird. His abs.
His abs?
The dude is jacked.
His abs?
I mean, look, the guy like jumps into for the polar plunge, the Stony Point Seals. The dude was in the gym over at Snap Fitness like religiously. I mean, that's like, and I've lost a step in my own personal fitness journey. I'm a big bicyclist. My grandfather had a bike store in West Haverstraw, so very into fitness. I've kind of taken it easy over the last few years. It might be because Jim retired and I'm like still mourning that, but I'm so glad that Amy's here.
That list of events is so community oriented. I really appreciate all of the hard work that you're doing, Amy.
Thank you.
I can't.
Yeah, this is a better topic than what I'm talking. Go ahead, Mike.
I can't speak enough to listeners and citizens about why you should be involved and why you should come out to these events, because it puts you in touch with your neighbors.
Yeah.
And
yes,
really,
absolutely.
Like, the things we can affect right here. We can't affect what's going on across the globe. We can't affect what's going on in Washington, D.C., but we can affect what's going on by showing up and learning about your emergency response people. I don't remember what the percentage was, but I remember sitting with some old friends going, how many Haverstraw Police Department officers are homegrown? And the number was like really high. And I felt that is a better way. When we talk about the bad things about police, I don't feel like that happens so much in North Rockland. Why? Because most of our officers come from
this area.
They come from the school district, right?
And both the Stony Point and Haverstraw police departments, I think, do a really great job of being out in the community and interacting with our young people through the Youth Police Academy and plenty of other events, including the Law Enforcement Day coming up on May 2nd. And they really both do a great job with that. And I think part of that reason, to your point, Mike, is that so many of them are from this area and still live here and raise their families here.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And listeners, if you have children who are interested in that, please send them please send
Yes.
them to Amy and say, I want to learn how to be a law enforcement person who's local.
Yes.
Because listeners, if we don't cultivate our children's interests, we're not going to have a good time in the next bunch of years. So let's get together. Let's hunker down as good community members. Come out and see Amy over at any of those wonderful events.
Yes.
That's
Bring
right.
your children.
And just for the Stony Point Police Athletic League, which Amy, you brought up, stonypointpal.org is the place to go. And you can learn also about the Run Walk, the 5K on Sunday, May 3rd. You can sign up, upcoming events, so many different things there as well.
Yeah,
And,
there's a lot of things coming up for sure. It's going to be a good spring.
Excellent.
Can you tell our listeners how they could sign up to be a volunteer fireman?
Yes. So
specifically in Stony Point.
Yeah. So you go to stonypointfire.com. Built that website many moons
Thank
ago.
you, Tom, because I didn't know that website off the top of my head.
No problem. Yeah, nerd on duty over here.
He is. He's wearing his nerd hat today.
Yes, that's why I come up with awkward things about other people's abs. You can become a member of Wayne Hose Fire Company. You go to stonypointfire.com, and then you just click on the join button, and there's like a little form. It's really easy. You just fill it out, just basic information, and Brendan or Doug or one of the many fire district representatives over there, they can get back to you in short order. Stony Point
and
Fire.
You know what? I think both Wayne Hose and the Stony Point Ambulance Corps, who has a very strong youth corps as well, they welcome young people joining and getting interested in whether it's fire service or going through the training to be an EMT. And it's so important for our young people to explore those opportunities because those make for successful and safe communities.
Right.
Yes. Website for that, just real quick, is spacems.org for Stony Point Ambulance. Go ahead, Mike.
And joining the ambulance corps and the fire department is not just about hopping the ambulance and hopping on the fire truck and going to fight fires and going to save people. There's a lot of community events that go around that the firehouses need a lot of support, not just in fighting fires, but running the firehouse itself. There's a lot of fundraising. There's a lot of community event things. So even if you just want to be a part and support your fire department, go check out those websites. Same with the ambulance corps, because they need support in not just doing that direct service.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can be helpful by being a part. And if you don't feel comfortable being an EMT or you don't have those credentials, but you want to support the department, there's ways to do that. And that's the case in any of our towns.
Yeah.
Excellent point, Mike.
Any other items that you wanted to bring up?
So the only other item that I thought to mention is with regard to Chippy and the ongoing question in the room is, are they done? And the answer to that question is the Chippy construction, along with the associated gas main replacement work that was such a headache for us last year, is done. All of that's done. What they're doing now, and people listening may have noticed that this week there is some night work being done in the area of 9W north of the Farley Bridge. And that work started Monday. It's expected to continue for a couple of weeks. And what they're doing there is, in advance of the repave of 9W, they are restoring things that were damaged during the construction. So some lawns, there's some lawns and on private property that they have to repair, sidewalks and curbs, as well as some roadway repair, including some catch basin work and things like that. And they're working on that. They just started this week. They'll be working 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Flaggers should be present to help with traffic, And the reason for the decision to do this work at night is the hope that the work can be completed quicker than if it were during the day and you just have more cars to deal with. So we're looking forward to that being done in that area north of the bridge. Paving of 9W is expected to begin at some point in the spring. I don't know exactly when. They will begin it in Clarkstown and work their way north to Stony Point with the expectation to be completed up to Stony Point by early July. Now, we all know construction timelines sometimes are difficult to adhere to, and we've seen that with Chippy. So that is what I've been told in terms of timelines at this point. I sure hope that we have a nice, smooth, paved 9W by early July. That would be fantastic.
Absolutely, and certainly Haverstraw would reflect that intent as well. I imagine
Yep.
parts of Clarkstown. So
Mhm.
as we did last year, we'll definitely aim to be keeping people informed about that. We are in contact with Chippy for better or for worse, because we're all in this together, and
Mhm.
hopefully we'll aim to keep the public informed, as you will, Amy, as
Absolutely.
traffic and adjustments to schedules and such.
Now, you've been in office for quite a bit. Is there anything that you can offer our listeners and citizens as ways to help our public and elected officials get your jobs done? Because I know some of it's very frustrating because you have to deal with corporate entities, you have to deal with higher elected officials and all of that. Is there anything that our listeners can do to help you with your job?
Amy doesn't get frustrated. She gets professional.
Well, I like to hang out with my dear old friend, Mom Amy.
Fine, fine.
So she has less professional she has to deal with.
Seniority, okay, fine.
So back to my question, Amy, is there anything that our listeners can do to help you do what you're doing for Stony Point?
Yes.
Well, so I guess a couple of things come to mind. First and foremost, come to our events. Be a member of the community. And you alluded to that a few minutes ago, Mike. That to me um, makes for successful events, which obviously helps me in my role as supervisor. So I encourage town residents to come to events, to be knowledgeable about their local government, to reach out to my office if you have questions. Sometimes there's questions that appear on social media and people are,
All right.
proposing different answers, which are not always accurate. And sometimes a simple phone call could um, basically provide all of that information in a few short sentences rather than 57 comments on Facebook. So attend events, be familiar with who your town government is, and reach out to them when you have questions or problems or concerns. And we're all here to respond to that.
Awesome.
Amy, what's the best way for the listeners to reach out to you if they need to reach out to you?
Sure. So you can reach out to my office via phone, which would be 845-786-2716, extension 111. By email, which is supervisor@townofstonypoint.org. Or if you happen to be in the area and you want to stop at town hall and I'm here and available, I'm happy to sit and talk with anyone as well.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Town of Stony Point Supervisor Amy Conklin-Stam, thank you for being on AM Rockland's News this
thank you so
morning.
much. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's always nice to talk to both of you.
Awesome. We appreciate it. All right. Well,
have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Enjoy the sunny day.
Yeah, it's great having her on.
Bye-bye.
We were on I think like about 2 or 3 times with Amy over the last several weeks as she stepped into her role as supervisor. And what I find is that whenever we get a chance to talk with her, she has the ability to start off with grace and then get into the information,
which I like.
Yeah. So it's definitely a cool vibe. I am looking forward to the Bowline, the 5K run.
Okay.
We're there every year with the North
Okay.
Rockland Chamber of Commerce. I'm not on the Chamber of Commerce anymore,
Right.
but did a good 15-year run with the chamber.
Which goes back to, you can join your fire department, you can join your ambulance department, you can join your local chamber of commerce if you want to be business minded and drive the small businesses in your town.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Right. So listeners, really, what to reinforce Amy's point, we want you to show up.
Yes.
We want you to show up and be neighborly and be part of the community. Even if you want to be the old curmudgeonly get off my lawn guy, everyone should know who you are.
And I got to tell you, I wasn't even aware that Chippy started some work again. I was under the impression that it was going to start in May. Shame on us at Rockland's News for not being aware of that. We are going to reach out.
But you heard it here. You heard it here first.
We did. We heard it here first. We all heard it here first.
We all heard it from the mouths of Amy Staff.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons, like the model for this that we're doing is the live stream, is giving the public officials the ability to hop on and talk about what's going on live, interactively. And you also will have the ability in just a few short weeks, and I know we've been promising this for a long time, where you're going to be able to call in and we can field some questions here and there. I haven't talked with all the supervisors about it yet, but that way they'll be able to interactively talk with individuals. We'll have a producer and they're going to be able to be fielded. It's going to be great.
In the meanwhile,
yes,
rocklandnews.com
/alert. Alert.
Only one alert.
We got to have like a podcast button that goes,
yeah, right.
You know?
I think can we get Eli to come in and do that part for us?
Yeah.
Anyway, listeners, we want to hear your feedback. We want to bring your questions to the elected officials. We want to bring it to the elected officials in a way that they can hear it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So I understand that a lot of times when people are reaching out, they're reaching out because they're upset.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to take your energy. We want to distill what the problem is, and we want to solve everyone's problem if we can.
Yeah. For instance, with Admiral's Cove, trying to create a communication channel between them.
And that's what we do. We reach across the aisles. We reach across the waters. We reach across all of the places and the things. Because we would like to create a integrated Rockland County.
Yes.
Well, we're all taking care of one another. It is a small place with a lot of us here. And Tom and I would like to promote tolerance, citizenship, neighborly behavior.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And by the way, as we mentioned a few times, it's not just AM Rockland's News. It's also now OK Rockland's. And this part is Mike's brainchild.
Part of what OK talks about, because part of being a good community member is spending your dollar in the right place.
Definitely, yeah.
Because how much of every dollar stays in your community, Tom?
61 cents of every dollar that you spend in a small business stays in the community.
So 61% of your bill, if you are going to a small business, stays with your neighbors and will eventually circulate back to you.
And if you'd like to save even more money, head into places such as Kobe Sushi, Whole Shot Bagels,
or any one of our sponsors.
And quite soon, Vilma's Bakery, because we're speaking with Ray about a nice deal over there. And if you mention Rockland News, you get a discount on whatever you're getting there. For instance, at Kobe Sushi, they got jazz music night tonight over there starting at 6 o'clock.
And Saturday.
And Saturdays. You're right. Yeah. If you mention Rockland's News, mention when you order, not when you get the bill, you'll get 15% off your entire bill. Minimum $75, but that's a minimum of $10.25 off of your entire order for sushi. You go into Whole Shot Bagels.
Right. And you can get a free bagel by mentioning Rockland News.
That's all. You mention Rockland News and, you speak with Clever or Victoria, the owners, and they'll give you a free bagel. How about that?
And tell them what we've been doing, right? Because how is anyone supposed to know unless we talk about it?
Exactly. So we're talking about it.
And we want to hear from you. rocklandnews.com/alert.
Yep. Alert.
Eli Menning.
So we have only about 7 minutes left before we hop off. Is there anything? I got a few news items. There's a Orangetown Public Calendar. There's going to be a blood drive on April 9th. Zoning Board of Appeals meeting tonight, April 8th, as well as followed by the Architectural and Community Appearance Board of Review. Also, Rockland County has approved a gas sales tax cap that takes effect June 1st, and it runs through March 1st, 2027. So under the plan, the county's 4% sales tax on gas will apply only to the first $3 per gallon, not the full pump price. So, I mean, $3 per gallon,
it's
already done.
terrible.
Yeah, it's like you push the thing once, like, okay, $3 is gone.
Right.
And it doesn't change the state level gas taxes, but it gives residents one local cost of living measure to keep on the radar as summer driving season approaches.
Rockland County is really trying to do their part in trying to alleviate the problemit of living in modern age, right?
Which is not easy because energy costs money.
It is certainly not easy. One of the ways we give back is the tighter the community we are, the easier it will be for us to work together and economically survive the oncoming prices of oil and things as such like that.
Yes. Yeah. We don't know why the oil is going like this. We have absolutely
because we are Rockland centric. We are not looking anywhere else but Rockland.
Yes.
Because truthfully,
this is our home.
No, it's our home. You are our friends, our citizens, our neighbor, our families, and we are here to support you.
We are the home of triangulation. Because our county is a triangle.
Yeah, it is kind of a triangle.
Yeah. No, it's not kind of. It is a triangle. Well, actually, no, you're right. Because like at the very bottom of it, it's like a little squiggly.
And on one side, it's all like rough because it's the river. It's not like one actual side.
Yeah, it's like two of the sides are kind of triangular-ish, and then the other side is like rhombus.
A little history fact: did you know that Rockland County was actually part of Orange County at one point in its history?
I think we talked about it on the show last week, right?
Not last week.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
I don't remember.
Somebody mentioned it. It was like originally, it was because Orange County was basically the place for everything, and we were part of it. But Orange County residents didn't want to travel down to this area in order to do their government documents work, because like the government office was located here. So they split it.
And it's because of the geographic feature of the mountain range.
Yes.
So the thing that splits Rockland County and Orange County is the Appalachian Mountains.
Yes, exactly.
So Rockland, it basically became two counties because of geography.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine back in the day before there were highways? And
it would have taken forever to get over there. It would have taken like, hey, I'm over here in Middletown. It's going to take me a week to get to Haverstraw, you know.
Do you remember The Price is Right?
Yes.
Where they had that thing of, and the guy's like climbing up the mountain in order to get to the government office.
That's kind of what it would have been.
Yeah.
Uphill in the snow with no shoes both ways.
Yeah. Get to the office. Oh, I'm sorry, you forgot your papers. Damn it, I knew I forgot something on the way out. My birth certificate. It's back with Maud at home.
You know what we're not going to forget?
What?
Our sponsors.
Yes, we very much appreciate our sponsors, man.
Let's list off those sponsors yet again.
Are we done? Because we're gonna. I guess let's do that, and then.
Is there ever a time we shouldn't be talking about our sponsors, like 202 Cannabis or Pancake Factory or Whole Shot Bagels or Kobe Sushi or Yabu Fence or Dana Pest Control or Lauren Molino Muller or
Susan Bova Howard from Coldwell Banker Realty.
Right. Who else we got? We got Rockland Music. We got Boulder Stadium.
My man, you are a true believer.
I am. I love Rockland. I love Rockland businesses. Going and talking to folks like Frank at Pearl River Pizza or John over at District 96 / Burger Loft. These people came to Rockland or were from Rockland. And they love being here, right? And they opened their businesses because they obviously wanted our business, because there are lots of places you can open things like restaurants and breweries and all those kind of things. And I'm noticing that there's a lot of North Jersey raised folk who want to come to Rockland and start their business. And I appreciate those people just as much as folks like you and me who have been here for a very, very, very long time. Although I was birthed in Manhattan, my home
here before fire was invented.
I mean, not quite that old, but my parents bought our house in Rockland County and my first home was in Haverstraw.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like when they say you can't go home again, that's not true. I came home. I'm back here in Haverstraw after not necessarily being here the whole time, because I love this place. And folks, we want to encourage all of the small business. If you would like to become one of our sponsors,
right?
Tom, tell us how you become a sponsor.
rocklandnews.com/advertise. And we have all our stats on there for the last several years. For instance, last year, we accumulated 597,000 views of rocklandnews.com from the 600 stories that we wrote. We got on social media 3.6 million views on all the posts that we did. Special thanks to Alana for that, because she's awesome. And also on the podcast live stream that we do, the live stream specifically on Facebook gets 1,000 to 2,000 views every single time that we do an episode, which I'm pretty psyched about.
You know what I love about this?
I want to get to that 3,000 number.
Speaking of that hungry thing, I'm going to make a plant analogy.
Okay.
Our network is in the seedling phase now that we're going to spring, right? We have planted the seed. The seed of the Voice of Rockland has now become a seedling. We're little. And we have these great numbers as we're little. And we need you listeners and citizens and friends and family to come and support us in all of the ways. And a lot of it is just clicking on the stuff, right?
Yeah. Just
viewing our things, check it out. Talk about what we're to your neighbors and your friends about the businesses we're talking about the events, and reach out. Tell us what you like, what you don't like.
Yes. Yeah. Without a doubt. So I think with that, it's 9:59. We're going to end on time. We didn't start on time, but we got a lot of stuff in. We talked about the news. We talked about the weather. We got a chance to talk with Amy Conklin-Stam. We were supposed to have, I have to apologize for something. We were supposed to have Supervisor George Holman on from the town of Clarkstown, but we didn't want to cut time from Amy. It was my fault that I sent her the wrong link. So,
let's face it, when we get on with our elected officials, we really like to talk to them.
Yeah,
so
we like to deep dive.
I would say the apology should be we need to space our interviews out more, because we want to really get into it with our elected officials to help our listeners, to both bring the voice and the ears to our elected officials.
Maybe what we'll do is, like, in the future, we'll go 15 minutes and then take a 15-minute just talk, you and me, and then bring in the next. That gives it wiggle room if it gets a little tight.
We need a little wiggle here in Rockland County.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight.
That's right. And if you want to get down tonight, meet me over at Kobe Sushi.
And get all jazzed up.
Yeah. I don't know who the jazz musician is going to be tonight. I'll have to check on this, but you can definitely have a great time over at Kobe Sushi. So we'll be there at about 6:00, and hopefully you'll enjoy the vibes. And remember, you mentioned Rockland News, and you get 15% off your order. Mike, this has been a great show. I appreciate it.
I want to talk about Kobe Sushi for just a moment.
Please do.
So there's a promoter called Voices, right? They do folk music down in the city. They work they're working with the Angel and Nyack. They're playing on Sunday.
Yeah.
One of the things that I talked with him about, he said, once you become a promoter in a venue that has really good musicians, regardless, you don't necessarily go to the venue because a specific musician's going. You go knowing that the venue is going to pick good musicians for you to listen to and discover.
Right.
Kobe Sushi is one of those places.
Yeah.
So if you go there, even if it's not Mike Torres, you're going to find somebody who's good.
Yeah.
Like Kobe Sushi is not bringing in jazz that you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of our venues. So when you start looking at venues like Maureen Jazz Cellar, Angel, Kobe Sushi, Fiesta Acapulco, when they start doing their open mic jam again, I hope. You go to these venues understanding that they are handpicking good music.
Yeah.
And if you would like to be one of those musicians, contact us at SponsorBand.
That's right. Sponsorband.com/sign up.
Okay.
You just go to SponsorBand. You can see the sign up form.
Right.
You can be one of those musicians, because we do book bands.
And if you want to be one of the sponsors of live music in Rockland, we are trying to reach out to the youth, to the adults. We really want to cultivate live music in Rockland County. Because Tom, you mentioned this over a decade ago to me. Why do we have to leave Rockland to be entertained?
Exactly. You know,
we have everything here. We have everything we need here.
So, and it really comes from just visiting the area. So here's a good example. And, 10 plus years ago, we had bands over at Clover Stadium, Rockland, New York Boulders. All right. 38 Special, Darius Rucker, the Beach Boys, the Charlie Daniels Band, Luke Bryan, Gavin DeGraw, so many different Grace, something or other.
Grace Potter?
Grace
Slick?
Grace Vanderwall.
I don't know who
that is. So musicians that are mainstream, and they stopped while they were on tour. They stopped in Rockland County. So here's the thing. Basically, you got Madison Square Garden. You got the Portchester Capitol Theater.
Yep.
You have across the river, you got
Tarrytown Music Hall.
And
the Paramount in Peekskill.
That was the one I was thinking of. And then further north, you have places like Bethel Woods, and so on and so forth.
Chance.
The Chance in Poughkeepsie.
Right.
So these musicians, I saw, Soul Asylum over in the Chance in Poughkeepsie.
But circling
right
back,
in front of me.
Listeners, citizens, if there's stuff that you want to hear, Tom and I have connections not just to the elected officials, but to the arts. If you want to hear somebody, and we can collectively say, hey, Rockland's interested in such and such an artist coming to Rockland, we can put that message in the ears where it can manifest.
Exactly.
But only if you reach out to us at
rocklandnews.com/alert. Now, I will say to you that this is another 5-year effort. This is our 12th annual concert, Rockland Music Fest, that we'll be doing. And I have some announcements that are coming up next week about that, because we got to get all of our ducks in order before we announce it. But one thing I will absolutely say is we do need your participation, because what happens is with these big musicians, like for instance, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses, all those.
Those are old.
How dare you say that about Guns N' Roses?
And Bon Jovi? Teresa is really upset with me.
Let me tell you, if we ever got Bon Jovi or Def Leppard, the rest of the county will be empty on that night.
I know several of my class of 91 classmates who would lose their minds like teenage girls if John Bon Jovi stepped foot in Rockland County in a place that they could get to.
Yeah. And that's just the guys talking.
You know what? Amy might be one of them. Amy,
that's her call. We're putting our jazz hands up on that.
But if you want to see some jazz,
you can go to Kobe Sushi. But that's the thing. And what happens is with these big bands, they have what's known as radius clauses. And what a radius clause is, if you're signed to play at Madison Square Garden, you're locked out of playing in anywhere from a 30 to 100-mile radius from anywhere else in the area. So like PNC Bank Arts Center, you want to see like System of a Down, they're going to probably lock out. But that doesn't mean, at least in the interim, while we're building up our juice, doesn't mean that we can't get, for instance, like Blues Traveler or the Spin Doctors.
Hold on.
Or the
From
Gin
a place
Blossoms.
of demand side for the arts, we would like to know, listeners, what you want to see. Because a lot of the bands that Tom just listed are for his demographic, and we don't have a preference on what music you want to bring here.
We actually do, but we're going to listen to the people.
From a place of, I would like to cultivate live music in Rockland County.
Right.
I would like the citizens to come and hear what they like.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like us to have more music festivals like Rockland Music Fest.
Yeah, me too. So there's a lot that's coming down the pike, especially this year. This is a year that I anticipated for a long time. And we're going to stay tuned in with you. Please stay tuned in with us and definitely spread the word about what we're doing. And again, you can follow all the news that's fit to digitally print at rocklandsnews.com. Posted a few more articles, including the Admiral's Cove article yesterday. And you can also, our main place is Facebook. I know it's a little bit older and stodgy, but it's just the easiest place to post the news. and then you can share it all over the interwebs on there. We also got a newsletter. It's called the Rockland's Newsletter, and you can learn more about that. Just go to rocklandnews.com. You can sign up. You get an email once a week of all the stuff that's going on.
And the more you support us, the bigger we will grow, and the more a bigger voice that we'll have.
Yes.
So,
Mike, this has been an awesome time today.
I think it's all because of Amy Conklin's dam.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because it's maybe Tom.
Nah, maybe Mike.
Maybe it's us all because we're good citizens and neighbors to one another.
Yes, maybe it's you.
Oh, I think
listening.
it is.
Yeah.
So, if you're listening to us, come say hi. We want to hear from you. But right now, have a good day. Wear layers, sunglasses. It's bright and sunny, but it's still cold.
And we want to thank our sponsors one more time, Mike. We're just going to run through this list because there's a lot of them. New York Boulders baseball team, Work Smart New York Business Boot Camp coming up at the end of April.
I don't have my list.
Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, Easy Temp for all your ice machine repairs, Fiesta Acapulco located in Stony Point, New York, Kobe Sushi, Jazz Music Lounge, tonight, music on Wednesday and Saturdays, Whole Shop Bagels, Haverstraw, New York, Stony Point Pancake Factory, UPS Store in West Haverstraw, Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy in West Haverstraw, Inest Vape in Stony Point, Susan Boba Coldwell Banker Realty, 99 Signs, FZ Perfection, and Clean Space Maintenance Management Company.
All those links will be on our website. Check it out.
Have a great day, everybody. Take care for now.